to my channel and to another video. So for today's video, as you can tell from the title, I thought I'd give you some tips and tricks to deal with homesickness. As you guys might know, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I have just moved a couple of months ago to Manchester, so it was a big move for us. It was 240 miles, 250 miles give or take, from where I used to live, which I lived there for 19 odd years with my family. So it's quite a big move, and it's the first time I'm moving out from home. So I have suffered with homesickness my entire life, even just going away for one night. So I did really struggle at the beginning, and I thought I would come on and give you a video on how to deal with that, whether it be moving out of home or going to uni. These are some of the tricks that you can use to really fight through that and just get through it, because you can get through it and make it better. So if you want to hear my tips and tricks for homesickness, then just keep on watching. Okay, so this is kind of like I'm going to do like a bullet point, but kind of just speak and just see where I end up. So the first tip I have for homesickness is, in the first 24 hours, it is the worst, and you really do struggle because obviously it is a completely different situation. So in the first 24 hours, it's a bit like going away for a night and missing your family. So you kind of have to let yourself just embrace that and do what you need to do to deal with that 24 hours. So maybe eating ice cream, watching a good movie, and then after that 24 hours you have to kind of push yourself out of your comfort zone and go and explore. If you've moved to a new area or moved to a new city, go and explore that new city and just go and enjoy it with people and immerse yourself in the situation that you're in, because obviously it is scary, but it's new and it's exciting as well, because you are changing your life and just that next step in your progress. Obviously not everyone's going to experience this. Some people do stay at home for longer, so I do appreciate that, but this is basically how I dealt with it. And yeah, if you just sort of embrace it all, and as much as it's scary, like I suffer with anxiety, so going out anyway is scary for me sometimes, and dealing with new situations. So that massive change of moving was one of the scariest situations of my life. The second tip that I have is to not sit there and just think about it. Do not sit there and think, I'm really homesick, I'm really homesick, I'm really homesick, because it just goes around your head and just makes it worse. You end up going in this massive spiral, which then makes your experience of moving and of the new place a lot worse. I actually did this, and that is why I'm suggesting don't. I sat there for quite a while going, I want to go home, I don't want to do this, I can't do it, I'm freaking out. And it was a lot of that to begin with, and obviously it's fine, but you're just ruining your experience. It's not fun anymore, it's not new, it's not exciting, it's just absolutely petrifying. Whereas if you push yourself into it and try and distract yourself from that situation and do other things, like go out and look for a new bed, or go out and look for something for the house, or go out and explore the area. We went to the Lake District, we went to loads of different areas around here most weekends, and it was just so enjoyable because it just meant we could go out and see what was going on. So that really did help, and it made it so you didn't think about it. Obviously, another thing that I would suggest is talk to the people that you used to live with, so talk to your parents and things like that, but don't over talk to them, which sounds really weird. I talk to my parents maybe once a week, and I absolutely love hearing from them. I message them sometimes if I feel like I do need that extra boost, but I try not to speak to them too much, because I know it then reminds me of home, and that makes it more difficult. Even though I am nearly 6 months into this move, I still get homesick if I talk to my parents too much. I still stand there and go, I just want to come back home, I don't want to be up here anymore. And I have had a few of those moments in the past couple of weeks, and I'm always going to have those moments, I think, because it was easier when I was at home. I didn't have all this hanging around my neck. I didn't have rent, my parents' rent was really cheap, so I didn't have to worry too much, whereas now that's an extra thing. But obviously I know I can do it. I've done it for the past 6 months, so why shouldn't I be able to do it? But it's always going to be in the back of your mind, because you're always going to miss home life. You're going to miss everyone that you used to hang out with. I miss my nephews, I miss my brother and his fiance, like I miss you guys so much, but not talking to them so much also makes it more special, because once a week you then get to catch up on their week, or if you don't talk for a while you then get to catch up. So it is really nice, but obviously it is difficult to, like, when you're homesick, to not talk to home, if that makes sense. Because when I was homesick, that was the only thing I wanted to do, was talk to my mum and my dad, and it keeps you in that cycle. Whereas if you break that and talk to them, like, not as much, it breaks you out of that cycle and allows you to move on and allows you to have that independence and grow. So that is a really difficult thing, and I understand that it's difficult for a lot of people, but it is completely worth it, and it does help you get over it a lot quicker. Also, another tip that I've got is plan small trips home, or plan small goals that you're aiming for. So when we first moved, we moved in October. We then had a trip home in November. No, my mum, that's it. So we moved in October. My mum came up in November, about 3 weeks after we moved. Callum then went down at the end of November. We then went down at the beginning of December, and then everyone came up for Christmas. So that kind of broke up that bit of the year. So as it was like our first sort of 3 months away, it kind of broke it up, so we're still seeing people, but the time periods between it got a bit bigger. So this is the longest time period that we have gone without seeing my family, and unfortunately we haven't got another trip planned down there at the minute. We might suddenly decide to go down there, but it is difficult because it is so far away. It's such a long journey. It's not a case of just picking up your bags and going. You have to plan with work. It's not just like popping around the corner to see them. So planning those little trips is good, and it's nice to see everyone, but at the minute we don't have a trip planned, which is kind of annoying. But I know we will have one planned soon, and I will see my parents again soon. I did actually FaceTime them tonight, and it's not I did actually FaceTime them tonight, and I absolutely love hearing about how their week's going, ask them about work. I have such a better relationship with my family as well, and that kind of makes me more homesick, because I feel like if I was home, would that relationship still be there? And it makes me want to go home because our relationship's so good. But then I think, no, because like absence makes the heart grow fonder, and I know they say it for relationships, but I feel like it's the same for your family. When I was living at home, I used to argue with my parents quite a bit. I'm a really lazy person. Like, I know I show you guys, like, I cook and things. I do all that, but I'm really lazy. I don't really do a lot, and I didn't really do a lot at home. So that used to cause loads of arguments. So getting on with my parents now makes me more homesick, but it is something that you can get through, because you just think, no, because it's better this way. It actually makes our relationship a lot stronger, and I feel like I can talk to them a lot more, and I absolutely love that. So this is quite a quick video. I just wanted to give you some like small tips and tricks, because it's all down to you how you want to deal with it. If you want to just sort of sit there and think about it, that is completely up to you, and if that's how you deal with it, that's absolutely fine. But these are just my tips and tricks. Getting people, like, organising visits up to you as well is always really good. So that's always fun, because you get people coming up and visiting, and it just gives you that little thing to look forward to. Also meeting new people. I started a new job, and I have some amazing friends at work. And I love talking to them and spending my day with them, so that's really helped. Like, when I first moved, we didn't know anyone up here, so that kind of made it a bit more difficult. But now that we know people, or I know people at least, my homesickness, I don't think about it as much. I might say once a week I have, maybe once every fortnight, I have like a bout of homesickness where I'm just like, I want to give up, I want to go home. And that's lessened over the 6 months. But I do have quite bad homesickness. When I used to go away for like brownie camp and guide camp, I used to spend the first night crying. I just can't deal with that separation. I think I have like separation anxiety. I get it sometimes with Callum. If he disappears, I suddenly get that bout of like anxiety, a bit like a child, which is, I can't believe I just said that, but it is true. It's a bit like a child when you try and leave a toddler alone and they're really anxious about it. That is basically how I am sometimes, and I'm nearly 20. So I work out ways of dealing with it, and I've worked out over the years, I say years, many years, how to deal with it. And these are my top tips, and just keeping that contact but not as much does really help. And just making new memories in a new place and making it your own is such a big thing, because now this actually feels like home. I don't think of this as like holiday anymore, because to begin with I did think of this as holiday. I don't think of it as holiday anymore. I think of it as my actual home. This house isn't my home, it's the area that I live in, and the fact that I'm with Callum and we just keep planning our future together. Obviously, I have said to you guys, I am moving again at the end of the year. So annoyed, but that's just how it has turned out. So we are going to be moving again. So it's a bit easier this time because we're just moving like up this area. So it's not like we're moving back down or anything like that. So the routine will stay the same. But yeah, they're just a few tips and tricks that I've got. I know this is a really quick video, but I know when you're homesick, you don't want to be listening to people rambling on, which is literally what I've just done for like 11 minutes. But you don't want to be listening to people going blah, 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 and just not taking any of it in. I'm just relaying what I've done. If it doesn't work for you, that doesn't work for you. But it's just some tips I had. Okay guys, so I hope that's helped you and just helped you with homesickness. Obviously, I know it's different for everyone, and I promise you, if you're going through homesickness, you will get through it. It is really difficult to begin with, and it is really scary. If you try these tips and just try little steps at a time, obviously like immersing yourself in where you are, if you have anxiety as well, is quite difficult, but try and surround yourself with people that you relate to, and just go out and explore. It does, I truly say it helps. But yeah, I hope these tips and tricks have helped you. If they have, give this video a big thumbs up. Comment below any other videos you want to see me do, if there are any other like homey videos that you want to see. Yeah, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. We are nearly at our 100 goal, which is the goal that I have set so that I can do Callum's makeup. I'm going to be turning him into a drag queen. We are at 89 subscribers, so we just need 11 more and then we will get there. I'm actually planning the video as we speak, and there may be a small surprise in that video of a tiny giveaway. So if you can reach that 100 subscriber by my birthday, which is in a month's time, I would be so ecstatic. So if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe down below. And I hope you guys have an amazing week, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!